chime in, and then everybody else. See. Okay, see what happens here. Then I'm gonna, there we go. Who's that? Hi. I'm trying to get into the singing live right now. Hi, Daphne. Hi, everybody that's joining. All right, waiting for Kareem. He's about to sign in right now. Hi, Mimi. Hope you're feeling better, my love. Hi, Michaelie. Hi, Fantabulous. I've seen everybody. I'm trying to say hi to everybody. All right, waiting for Reem. What did Mimi say? Love you both. Hi, ladies. Okay. All right. So we're waiting on Reem. He just called me, so I think he's just trying to set up his thing to go in right now and stuff. And I am also going to go in. I think that's him. There he goes. He's coming in. We're waiting for his request to come in. It's coming, guys. And then we can get started. There you go. We're about to accept him now. All right. There he is.
Hey, how you doing?
Good. Hi, Kareem.
How you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm good. I'm hanging in there.
All right. Awesome. I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Of course.
Your
Of
celebrity
course.
self, you know, we got to make
Stop
sure.
it. Stop it right now. Stop it right now. We're going to stop this, okay?
I'm just messing with you, Kareem. You know, you are my favorite out here. Love you.
You too. I appreciate you.
All right. So first, before we start, thank you guys for all joining live now with our quarantine live chat. Today we'll be here on the show with Reem's Photography. Kareem here, one of the best out here in South Florida. Hands down, you guys know about Reem. If you don't know, you better go check out his page, okay? He is the best. Just a little background story how we met. We met doing one of his closest friends' wedding.
Yep.
Billy and Brenda. And ever since
Billy and Brenda.
Billy and Brenda's wedding, we have been connected. Although our schedules sometimes don't connect all the time.
Right. Hey, but it's all love.
Busy,
right, it's all love though, you know.
It's all
when
love.
We do connect,
when we do connect.
When we do connect though, it's always a good time though.
Exactly. Every time we connect, it's always amazing. It's always great time. We've done a few weddings together, Jessica and David, Billy and Brenda, you name it. And we've always had amazing time. You can definitely count on you to provide quality service. So I'm going to let you take this time to introduce yourself to the people, let them know a little bit about your background, and then we can go into your questions.
Ooh, no pressure. All right. How's it going, everybody? My name's Kareem. Like Melissa said, I own a wedding and lifestyle photography company called Reem Photography, based in South Florida. I've been shooting for about 5 years now, I would say. I started back in college and picked it up as a hobby back at Florida Atlantic University in Boca. And then ever since, I just fell in love with the craft. And as far as a bit of my personal background, I was born and raised in West Palm Beach, so I always lived in South Florida, in a Jamaican household. So my island people can understand, you know, being raised by those folk is a little different. Yeah. You know, we get the oxtail and the rice and peas.
You know what I'm saying.
So yeah. Again, I love weddings. I love engagements. It's just I have a very, very, very special place in my heart when I shoot couples, and it's just been a amazing journey thus far, definitely.
During the whole postponement with the COVID-19 and the whole quarantine, we've been
Yep.
getting a lot of postponement and so forth. How has that affected you? And I know you started some new venture, but we're going to talk about that.
Yep.
Well, how has that affected you, and how are you been dealing with it so far?
I think I'd be lying if I say it hasn't affected us in a major way. At first, when we first got the news and we started hearing, we started having our clients reach out to us saying their weddings are going to be postponed. I believe from now to the beginning of June, I believe all of our weddings have now been postponed. So now we're left with practically nothing, because the main source of what we do is shooting people in person. So when we heard that's not happening, my wife and I just said, hey, what we gonna do? We need to touch people in some sort of way and keep our business out there. So that's when we came up with the virtual photography concept. And
talk to me about that.
Yeah.
Because that right there, when I saw the post on Facebook, because we Facebook friends, and I saw it, I was like, whoa. I was like, the first word I put on your comment was innovative. It was just out of this world, innovative, creative, really out of the box.
And man, that's the wife.
How you guys came up with this concept, and how has that been going for you guys?
So my wife is always doing the FaceTime photo feature. It's the option where you can take a live photo of the person during the FaceTime. And she brought it up to me, and she was like, why don't you just do it on a couple people real quick and let's see how it goes? And at first I was like, what in the world is this girl talking about? But I know when my wife feels something very, very, very strong, it always comes to life, and I know it's always something good. So I said, let's do it. So I contacted two couples that I know, that I've known for quite some time now, and we did it. And when we posted it, it just the feedback was amazing. It was crazy. Yeah.
I know, I've been seeing it, and I was like, oh my God, this is just so amazing. The whole concept that you're using an iPhone. Let's get me wrong.
Correct.
Thanks everyone for joining.
Correct.
Hi, Dawn from Modern Luxury. I saw you on there telling me I'm looking gorgeous. I love you, my darling. I know I want to get back to planning with you too, my love. But what I wanted to say to you is that when I saw that, I was like, oh my God, you're using an iPhone. You're capturing the couples. You're actually positioning them. You're setting them up, posing them and everything. And you're doing your edits. Now, I know you've been getting a lot of feedback and response to it, and you've been booked up, like you said, for the whole month. Like, you can't even take any more.
Yeah, till June. We close it till June. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. So that's an amazing response right there.
Because one could say, oh, I could just do that with my phone, or I can just take my own pictures and edit them, but which is 100% true. But what we've done here was create an experience where that the photographer is actually posing you, like you said, and who's not far away, me or
me, Don? I don't know. That's my editor over there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
But it's to have someone pose you and guide you and direct you, it's just a whole different experience. Having it feels like a real photo shoot, because even when I'm snapping the photos, you can see your phone flashing and going off. So it's just been amazing with how people have actually treated this like a real in-person photo shoot. Like, people are coming dressed up with their makeup, and they're bringing their tripods and everything like that. So it's created a whole different experience that I feel like it's just been so unique. And it's only 5 to 10 minutes tops.
Really?
So it's a very, very brief session, but in that short period of time, people are just enjoying it. We've gotten texts from people saying, thank you for making my day. My baby shower got canceled. I couldn't have my maternity session, or my wedding's been postponed. So it's been crazy. It's been crazy.
I know. But one thing I wanted to find out is, someone wanted to do that type of session with you, what kind of cost factor are they looking at? Or is it, I don't know if you want to talk about it, or that's more that they contact you, that you tell them about it.
You mean if somebody wants to like do the shoot, what's the process?
Yeah, like what's the process? Is there a price point? What's the price point to do
Oh,
those?
we didn't put a price tag on it.
Okay.
This is strictly for experience purposes. Something like this, we just feel like we couldn't charge people for this. You know, we are accepting donations, but the people's reactions and how they felt after the shoot is it's really priceless, to be honest with you. So they use our online scheduling tool and they book their slot, and we just go from there. We send them a confirmation reminder about 30 minutes prior to, and we set it up and go at it for about 10 minutes.
Somebody asked the question, which camera is better, Android or iPhone?
You trying to set me up?
You know, you're trying to start an Android and iPhone here. And I don't know if we want to go into that territory right now.
Yeah, I don't know. But I know that this service, we can only use an iPhone. So to answer your question, we can only use iPhone right now. I haven't heard of a remote photography service for Android yet. But, you know, let me know.
Okay, awesome. Okay, Team iPhone. There we go, people.
Facts.
So one question I wanted to ask you, do you have a specific style that you like to shoot? What is your style of shooting? Is it more of, I know some people like to do that creative kind of shoots, but you're very versatile, versatile. You're out there. So tell people the style that you prefer to shoot.
I would say honestly, I can't title it, but what I've, at reviewing my work from time to time, I would say it's modern, but with a bit of a vintage mix to it.
Okay.
We kind of approach the situation depending on what we're shooting, whether that's the couple or the lighting situation or what have you. So if it's a situation where the natural light looks really good, then the shoot might be just straight natural light without any use of any flash photography or anything like that. But if it's a situation where we might have to pull out a softbox or something like that, we'll create that look. So I would say modern, believable to the eye, with a little bit of a vintage mix to make it look timeless.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Yeah.
All right. So some of my brides, and I know if you guys are on here, put your questions in. Please bring them in. So as we go along through the segment, you guys can ask your question. Kareem can answer. So while I'm going through it, I'm going to be asking some questions that you guys can chime in and let me know, what you guys want to hear. Do you shoot both digital and film? So are you just straight photography or do you
digital? Straight digital.
Straight digital.
Yeah, straight digital.
All right, today get it, guys. Straight digital. That's all he gonna give you. All right. All right. Here's another question I had for you. When it comes to package and offering your services, what are the steps of people right now that are getting engaged and getting married in 2021? What are the ways they can reach out to you and your services, even during this time that the packages and so forth that you offer?
Best way right now is on our website through our contact form. So pretty much the same process as it was before this situation. You use our contact form, and then we'd reply to that within 24 to 48 hours and send over our package information to set up a phone consultation.
Okay. Somebody asked a question, what do you enjoy the most about photography?
I think photography in itself is it's a service. You're allowing people to preserve that moment. So when they go back and look at those photos, they're reliving it again. They're actually in that moment again. And that's why we even named our company Reem Photography. Apart from it being a shorter version of my name, it's an acronym. It stands for reliving each and every moment. So we want our clients to actually feel like they were there again. So the best part of this is the reaction of our clients when we finally send them the gallery and they're giving me the feedback or they call me or what have you. That's why we love this so much, because we get to see people relive it again.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Yeah.
Okay. So I have another question chiming in. What inspired your style of photography?
What inspired the style? I think I like my photography to be a little bit. Well, I like my photography to be realistic and believable to the eye, and just kind of doing my best to make that tailored to the couple itself. So I always go for a kind of a dramatic look, but at the same time, it feels real. So I tend to like the photographers who have kind of that natural style to their edit, and it kind of feels very intimate and not too posy at times, and kind of creating emotion out of posing someone, and making it really look like, yo, I feel like I know this couple, or I know this
Right.
person when I look at their pictures, instead of it just feeling like, I don't know, like just
Made up.
flat.
Yeah.
Yeah, or something like that. So that's always the goal, and that's what inspires me to keep shooting that way. So.
And I have to touch on that, guys, because I am a big, how do I say this? I'm a big picky when it comes to photos, because I'm also from the graphical world.
I know you are.
Yes. In the graphical world. And when it comes down to photos, I like to see photos that tell the story. They're very detailed. You're capturing every angle, moment. I like to see those stuff. So for me, I don't want to just straight point and shoot. When I see a picture, I'm like, I'm looking for the detail, because we as planners look for that kind of detail shot, because these are something, especially if my editor here, Don, is on here, they look for these things when it comes to putting it in a magazine or featuring it. You guys, we need to see pictures that can show creative spots, amazing shots. These shots are not just overly done, and I don't like to see over edits. I need to see still natural, clean beauty of a bride. I do not want to see my bride looking like a doll. I'm sorry, because she's absolutely beautiful. I'm serious.
No, I hear you.
Make sure that when you're reaching out to your photographers, some of the questions that you really need to be asking is, or seeing, is looking for their portfolios, asking about different, weddings that they shoot. Can I see some of the work? What kind of style are you perfecting? So you guys get this kind of information before you go and book someone. The great thing about Kareem and the photographers that I work with is that they have these consultations with you. So you're there to learn a little bit about you, the couple, know your character, know your style, so they come on the wedding day, they're ready. Listen, when I'm telling you getting ready shots is like, oh my God, one of my favorites too. Because you know how to pose a girl too. I'm telling you, it's amazing, guys. So you want to make sure that you provide this information. Let me see if somebody else said something. I saw something popping here. Okay,
I saw
raving about you.
Something.
Hi, Scoops. I see you. I see you guys. Love your work. Appreciate every one of you guys that are on here while we're talking and we going in. I know a few of my brides are in here. There she is, because I was waiting for her. Stephanie, she's been waiting for you since yesterday.
What kind of packages?
Yes.
Wedding packages. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, we have several packages. Yeah, that tailor to different needs. Whether that's if you want the engagement session included, or if you wanted a wedding album, or even a wall print, a large wall print, 16 by 20 or 24 by 36 or what have you. We even have after wedding packages, whether that's your 1-year anniversary complimentary, or even a parent album, which is a miniature album of your wedding album. And yeah, things like that. So it allows you to customize it to something that tailors to what you think you would need. But we'll do our best to help educate you on the importance of these items. So.
One question for M4 Media. I saw you ask this question twice, so I'm not going to pass it. What is your editing software of choice?
Photoshop and Lightroom.
There you go.
It's really the go-to be honest.
Yes. So Stephanie's also asking, is engagement session included in the wedding packages? I can say yes.
In 90% of our packages, yes.
I don't know why I'm blurry. This camera is right in my face. I don't know.
All right, look, it looks clear on my end.
I know it looks clear on my end. Maybe
Yeah,
it's the phone.
I'm
Maybe
not
it's
sure.
happening. You may have to log off and log back on. Sorry. Okay.
Might be the Android.
Maybe an Android. There you go. So yes, so the lighting. Somebody was also asking me before this that if you come prepared with your own lighting. Yes, Kareem comes
Right.
on site with his own lighting. That's definitely a yes for him on that. Kareem, when a bride or a couple come to you, what are some of the tips and advice that you offer them when they are looking for you as a photographer for their wedding? Is there any specifics regarding location, different ways that they may come to you? Because, you know, some brides may come to you and say, oh, I want a certain look, or do you go by a shot list and all this different stuff? What do you pretty much advise your clients when they come to you?
Yeah, we have a few things. We give them a step-by-step prep guide for their engagement session, for example. So what to wear, well, not what to wear, but you know, what style of wear you could potentially look into, different locations, types of locations, you know, and really just coming to the session with a very positive attitude in terms of being ready to take a lot of photos and just enjoying the moment. Wedding day, same thing. We'll send out some tips via email in regards to, you know, trying to keep the room organized for getting ready photos, not being on your phone too much and really enjoying the moment of your wedding day, because if you're distracted and you're so worried about the logistics that day, your vendor team should be handling all that for you on the back end. So it just feels seamless on your wedding day. So we try to educate them as much as we can prior to, so that way they're not just walking in blindsided and feeling like they have to be a part of all the logistics still on their own wedding day. You know what I mean?
Right. So
Somebody.
I have another question here. Are you available for travel to Africa? I don't mean like now though. Really now? Really
For sure.
That? Are you
For
guys
sure.
joking? Are you serious?
Oh no, yeah. Oh wait, am I joking or?
No, the person that asked the question. Are you available to travel to Africa?
I mean, if they serious, I'm serious. Definitely. No, definitely. We travel, so we have a wedding next year in Portugal in January, so we definitely travel.
Yes, we know that you travel a lot because you be in New York, you be in Cali, you be all over the place. I'll be seeing you. Yeah. Where's your dream place to shoot a wedding?
I don't know if I have a dream place yet, but I haven't shot a wedding in Africa yet. So
that might be your dream place.
To that top comment, you know, just saying. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, we haven't shot a wedding in Africa. We would love to do that one day.
Okay, so that would be awesome. Yeah. Do something like that one day. I think Africa is a beautiful place, and I like locations where there's a lot of different scenery, landscape, mountain views, ocean views, that kind of stuff. I know for South Florida, a lot of brides is like, what are the different spots that you always go? But we always have the little traditional, always using spots.
Yeah, you know? Yeah, of course. So everywhere has them.
You know, sometimes you want to probably, and I sometimes recommend, if you have the budget to go out of state somewhere to do your engagement shoot that reflects on the storyline between you and your fiance of how you met, I encourage that a lot. Yeah. That kind of goes me back into, especially if you're doing a wedding website, people. I like to create the wedding websites. And basically for my clients, when the photographer sends me the pictures, I'm using those. And they already tells me a story. I have a picture of the ring where I know how he proposes on his knees. I have a picture where he's showing about the story, how we met, all these different things. The whole story, You want to be able to utilize that kind of creativity, and probably if you have the budget to go somewhere, definitely I would say save up the money to try to do so and talk to your photographer to see if he's willing to travel to those locations. Photographers that I work with, Kareem, Dominique, Travis, they all travel. They have been doing engagement sessions all over. So you're in good hands. If you have a perfect storyline, they can bring that storyline to friction for you. So that's something that you could definitely look forward to. What is it? Do you work with kids and babies?
Not primarily, but we have and we do. It's not our primary focus, but we've definitely shot kids and babies and of that nature, and family sessions and of that nature. Yeah.
Okay, so Stephanie, my bride, is asking, is time and sunlight important to you for after the ceremony photo shoot?
Mm-hmm.
And what is it? Case ceremony ends. Okay, in case ceremony ends when it's dark outside. I'm sorry, I couldn't get that.
Oh yeah, yeah, it's very important. So you know, if you don't have something like a first look and your ceremony ends late, or not late, but at a certain time, odds are your photos will look a certain way. You know, you may not get those daytime shots that you might have thought, you know, that you might have wanted. Right. So it's definitely important to sit with your planner and your photographer to talk about the start time of the ceremony, because yeah, you know, nowadays what sunsets at what 7:30, 8?
7:30?
8 o'clock, yeah. So if you have a 6:30 ceremony, you know, odds are you might be cutting it a little close or what have you. So yeah, it's definitely important to consider what time you start your ceremony.
Okay, so to add to that, Kareem can speak to this when he works with me. We do their coordination timeline. And this is the exact purpose for that, people. We work with the photographers and all the vendors to make sure we get you to take as much picture as possible at the appropriate time. Your ceremony starts on time. Everything starts on time, so you're able to get the sunset photos, the before photos,
Right,
all that
right.
stuff. So you want to make sure that you have a coordinator that is doing a timeline with the photographer. Communicate with him. What time is he arriving? What time are we going to do the first look? Are we, what time do we need to be doing cake? All that stuff. Reem can tell you, I'll be knocking it out 1, 2, 3, and then you can go party.
Yeah, yeah.
So, it's very important for you guys to make sure that you're doing a strategic timeline with your photographer and keeping a line of communication with them. All right, right. I have some questions. Let me ask them real quick. What do you think about the first look? Is it a yes or a no?
Well, it's first of all, it's your personal preference. You know, I would never tell someone to do a first look if they don't want to see their their loved one before the ceremony. But as a photographer, if you are considering it, we are a little bit selfish with that. When someone does have a first look, it's always a good thing because you get more pictures. It's like a mini photo shoot before the ceremony, and then after the ceremony it's really just a bonus because you've gotten a majority of those shots prior to the you two alone, the wedding party, some family photos prior to the ceremony. So when I hear first look, I'm like, hey, let's do it, because you get so much more time for pictures. But we're sensitive to that because some people just don't want to see each other before the ceremony, and I understand. I completely get it. Right. We didn't. Already, we didn't have a first look.
I can't do the first look, people. I like the whole, I see my husband for the first time walking down the aisle and he's crying and I get the emotions. I don't want him to see me cry, because if I walk down that aisle and he ain't crying again.
Right. He better walk back, right? No, I've done weddings though.
You better start dropping something.
I've done weddings though where the groom has cried before the ceremony and after. So for the first look and for the ceremony. So it all depends. It depends on the couple, to be honest.
My bride, I just answered your question. I do not like first look, but my photographers do it. If the couple
we do.
Fine.
Right.
But for me, I am old school. So it's all about you and your fiance.
Yeah.
What you guys decide that really is best for you guys. I can give my opinion, but at the end of the day, it's your final
decision. It's your choice. Yeah, it's your choice. I didn't even have one. I didn't have a first look for my wedding.
No, but, you didn't.
But at the same time, I was done. But as a photographer, I'm like, hey, consider a first look if that's something that you might be open to.
Yeah. All right. So I know Stephanie asked a question regarding when we were talking about lighting and time frame, and if it goes late, and is there a work around that? I mean, they have special lighting that they bring on site, and Kareem can speak to that, so you'll capture some great photos. It might go into play of editing if you're
Mm-hmm.
too specific. So editing might play some part into that, Stephanie. But there are options. There are solutions around that Korean can definitely offer you.
Right, right.
One of the other question is, that's what I'm afraid of. I would love to do the first look, but I don't want him to see it. I really want to be crying. I agree.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah. I get it.
I
Yeah,
get it. I
yeah,
100%
completely.
get it, people. But as Kareem said, if we don't have enough time to capture all of the photos, sometimes brides like to do the family and everything in the bridal party before the ceremony. So it gives you the opportunity to get a lot of those shots out the way. So
Right.
again, it's all about you and your preference and what we have to do. But if you're old school like us,
Yeah.
yeah,
Then, you
yeah,
know,
it is
and I
what
want to do it.
yeah. All right, I think I saw another one. So I'm South Florida. What are some great locations for engagement shoot?
Um, yeah, there's a few. You know, there's the staples. You have your Vizcayas and your Parklands and your Spanish monasteries and things like that. Things like
Yeah.
that. But you know, definitely, I would always say look into somewhere that you feel like might be unique to you, and see if you can shoot there. Because you know, a lot of times when people hear, "Hey, I'm getting engaged. Is it okay if we shoot here?" You know,
Mhm.
I've found that a lot of times they say yes. So you know, apart from the you know the staple locations, which are great in itself, like Vizcaya in Miami, like I said,
Yeah.
Parkland Country Club, train tracks.
Yes.
Some people shoot at you know coffee shops or um, airplanes. Like they'll have like a private jet and shoot
Right,
with
right.
that. They'll bring props like motorcycles and stuff like that. So it really really depends. But just I would try to say, it's instead of a list of locations for you to shoot at. Let's try to brainstorm a little bit and think
Yes,
about something that'll really make it unique to you. Yeah, Spanish monastery is
yes, very
is a
nice. Yeah.
popular one. Yeah.
All right. So one other question that M4 Media asks: are you able to capture reaction to first sight at the altar?
Are we able to capture the reaction of the first sight?
Sight at the
Oh,
altar.
oh yeah, yeah, for sure. So, well, we have multiple photographers on the wedding day.
Yeah.
So, you know, someone would be shooting you coming down the aisle, and somebody else would be shooting his face, or vice versa, what have you. So, we definitely make sure we cover all areas in terms of what moments are happening, so we're not missing something. Because if it's just me, you know, odds are, you know, we will do our best to capture both moments. But when you have two photographers focusing on two different things, it allows us to definitely get those reactions. So
And that's
for
one of the
sure,
questions you guys should be
yeah,
asking your photographer when you're looking to book them. Are they coming with assistant? How many assistants is coming with
yep.
them? Is it a first, somebody's first, second, whatever? These are some of the questions you guys definitely should be asking, okay? One of the other question is, do you have a maximum amount of photos for the day?
Every wedding's different, so we don't have a maximum amount of photos per se because every wedding is different. But you are definitely looking at a few hundred of photos for your wedding day. I don't think I've ever delivered a wedding less than 500 pictures.
Oh no, you did more than
No,
five. Yeah.
yeah, to be honest. So
Yeah.
it really it all depends on your wedding day. So expect anywhere between 500 or more photos for
Right.
sure. Yeah.
And the cool thing, I see Daphne, my bride, on here is saying that she did her engagement shoot at a movie theater. I mean, you guys can be
Oh,
very
that's dope.
creative. If you
Yeah,
guys,
that's
it
cool.
was awesome
Yeah,
with Travis. But what I'm saying
yeah,
is, like, there's a lot of locations that you guys can incorporate. Some people like destination travel, so they look for locations that can speak to different areas that they've been traveling to. So if you have
yeah,
a travel
yeah.
theme, they do stuff like that. If you met at a movie theater, look, boom, you can do something like that. Go to those
Right.
locations and call and find out. Can we come early in the morning to do
Yeah,
the shoot before your business hours? So some of these things you can read and find out because they'll be
yeah,
willing to do so. But the
yeah,
photographer also, key thing is, if they're gonna ask for like copies of photos, rights, and all that different things, that's when you want to make sure you key in your photographer so you answer those questions and so
yep,
on. Okay.
yep.
All right. So with that, here's my other spiel for you. How long after the wedding do you propose, or do you give a timeline of when you give out your photos? What's your timeline?
Timeline 6 to 8 weeks.
There you
right
go.
now. As of now, yes, 6 to 8 weeks. But we always have to send sneak peeks within the first week, just so they're not waiting, for almost 2 months. Yeah, almost 2 months at a time, because it is a lot of photos that we have to go through and process. So in the meantime, while you're waiting, you'll have something to share with friends or take a look at to get an idea of what your gallery is going to look like. So 6 to 8 weeks.
Okay, here's my other question that I keep getting asked. How many weddings do you do on a weekend?
On a weekend? Well, it depends. It varies. It varies. On average, probably now, maybe 1 to 2.
Yeah.
Per weekend. Yeah.
Per weekend. Because that's what I mean. Per weekend, guys.
The most.
For
Yeah.
photographers, it all depends on the type of wedding. If you have like an early wedding that's like a brunch wedding or something, then a photographer can come and shoot that wedding and go to the next wedding if it starts late in the afternoon. But again, you have to consider getting ready shots and so forth. So some photographers might do one wedding a weekend, some might do 2. It all depends on the type of wedding, the start time. So that's where coordination comes into play, and also asking the photographer that question. So that's a good question to ask. That's something that we got asked. How will you coordinate with a videographer? So say, for instance, you don't offer the video, you don't offer the service with a video package, or do you do? I don't know. I don't know if that changed. Are you?
I do. I have people that I work with that I would refer them to.
Okay.
For photo and video. So I do have like a preferred videographer list.
Okay.
That I refer to people.
Okay, so good to know. So guys, if you are looking for any referrals and you're looking to book Reem, he can definitely recommend that with you. One of the questions they were asking is, how do you guys coordinate together the day of, both videographer and photographer, regarding shots and timing and all that stuff?
Yeah, I usually like to talk to them prior to the wedding, even if it's about an hour before or the day before, what have you, just to kind of go over how they shoot, how I shoot, so that way we can reach a middle ground, and we're not hindering each other or getting in each other's way. But most of the time it's usually pretty good, pretty smooth, and we make sure we get our shot, they make sure they get theirs. A lot of times we'll just piggyback off of each other, so we'll already have the same setup for each other, so one person isn't going, hey, okay, let me switch this up and do it this way or what have you. So as long as we talk prior to, it's usually pretty smooth. It's when if I'm just walking into something, and I may not have known that they had a videographer or what have you, but that's why we ask now, so we make sure we're not crossing paths, because if we are, that could affect the entire timeline. So that can set things back if I need a shot and that person needs a different shot at the same time. Obviously that's more time, which makes it tighter for us to get those shots we need during the wedding. So it's always good to bounce off of each other, so it's pretty smooth. Yeah.
What advice can you give to those newly brides looking to book a photographer? What advice can you give them to what to not to do?
Instagram, we're gonna put up our best work, of course. We're gonna make it look great for you. But definitely have that conversation with them and talk with them to see if you even connect with them as a person. The page tells one thing, but actually having that relationship with someone that you feel like you'd be comfortable shooting with, that you feel like will make your day special, instead of it just feeling like some vendor that you hired. Definitely do that, and ask for a gallery if you must. Ask to see a wedding that they've shot, to see if that's the style you might be going for. Even people even ask other previous clients, how was it working with this person? How was your experience? And again, I say experience, not just the work. Like how has that photographer been with you throughout the entire process? Was it just show up, shoot, and call it a day, or actually being with you like a friend? You know what I mean? So definitely ask, gallery, your style, and just kind of get to know the photographer instead of kind of just treating them like a vendor or a worker, what have you, because we're real people and we really love what we do. So we want to make sure our relationship is good. So
And I
I
agree
hope that
with you
makes sense. Yeah.
because that is definitely something that I enforce a lot, especially when you do your phone consultations or you're reaching out. Definitely ask
Yeah.
for the gallery. How many weddings have you done? Have you
Mm-hmm.
shot at my location before? These are some of the questions that I ask.
Mm-hmm.
Can I see, do you have anyone that can give you a referral? Or go back. If you saw him post photos of another bride's wedding and you really loved the photos and you wanted to find, I had brides who do it. Oh, yeah, Daphne, she's on here. Who asked my previous brides, seriously, and I
Yeah. Yeah.
commended her for doing that. She went and asked my previous bride, I've been looking at Melisa. I love her work. I just need to know, how is it working with Mel? And each and every one of them said, Mel is amazing. She came back
Mm-hmm.
and she told me specifically, she said, Mel, every one of your bride gave you 100%. And this is what you
That's
need
what's up.
to find it. You need to
Mm-hmm.
know that you are planting a seed, that you know what your trade is, your passion at it. Because when you see people really passionate at what they do, you know you're
You
looking
can
for
tell. Yeah, you'll see
it.
it.
Helps.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want someone that's just gonna put up something that's just like, I'm sorry guys, half-assed. But if you look at a photographer's work, you know they put time and effort and energy into everything that they do, and you see their passion. It
Yep.
speaks volume in their photos. So you want
Yep.
to definitely be able to ask these questions, people. Make sure you really do your research. I
Yep.
have my preferred. Kareem is on my list, Dominique, Travis, and I always recommend to them. People trust me. Say, Mel, who is your photographer? That's why my brides are on here. Some of them haven't met you yet. So
Right. Right.
if they
Right. Right.
wanted to
I feel
come
like
on
I'm
here,
at a consultation right now.
yeah, so we're
Some
getting a
of
consultation
that.
right now. You're getting a
Yeah.
feel for Kareem,
Yep.
okay? And now when I get off, you're going to hear, Mel, they already got your packages. They're already looking at your work.
Yep.
So now they're
Yep.
able to have that one-on-one feel with you now and seeing you. They're like,
Right.
okay, I know
Right.
what I'm getting. I'm getting quality work. I'm getting the actual, connection that I'll need on my wedding day
Yep.
with my photographer. For me, it's all about synergy, people. You have to have a great connection with your planner, your photographer. That's the only way they're going to be able to capture your vision. If that
Yeah.
person is not connected with you and they can't see the vision, it's not going to happen.
Right.
It's not going to happen.
Right.
Vision,
Right.
connection, synergy is all key, people. We got to be able to give that perfect quality. So you want to be able to ask these questions and definitely, trust us.
Yeah. No, for sure. No, for sure. Honestly, a lot of our clients, it's been such a blessing this past, I would say maybe year or two, because a lot of our clients have become our friends, to be honest. And it's not just, oh yeah, I did their wedding and that was it. We've had a lot of clients that we've gone on double dates with. We've invited them to our functions at our house or what have you, and it's actually become a relationship.
A whole family.
Yeah, like literally a whole new network of friends that
Yes.
it's been so amazing. So definitely to your point, when you work with somebody that you click with, it's such a different experience, because as soon as they come into the room on your wedding day, it's not like, oh hello, it's, hey Korea, how you doing, man? You know what I'm saying? It's actually like we're
And they be like,
friends.
let's get it, Mel. I'm ready.
Right.
They're all hyped. The energy's there. It's like they already
Right.
know what they're walking into. Trust
Right.
me, right now, one of my bride's son is sitting right here in my chair.
Oh yeah.
I did their wedding. They're family now. So
Yeah.
I'm Auntie Mel.
Yeah.
He's in Tampa. He was quarantined. He's like, Auntie Mel, can I come stay with you? Sure.
Wow.
He's here.
Yeah.
He's been here for 2 weeks. So what I mean is that we build these bonds, these relationships, and this is what we're talking about. When you have that amazing connection with your photographer and your planner and so forth, these are long life, relationships that you're building. And you're also creating referrals for us, because then once we do an amazing job, you refer us to your family, friends,
Yep.
everybody.
Yep. Guests, people who
And
may
a
have
lot of our
attended.
business
Yep.
are through referrals. Like,
Yeah.
We get a lot of referrals. We get a lot of people from social media looking at us, seeing how we support each other and how we
Right.
always, mention each other. So it's like a whole big networking platform for all of us people.
Right.
It's all about family. It's important. All
Yeah,
right.
for
So
sure.
good question there. I love where that's going. I don't want to go too far, but I want to talk about one thing that I've been hearing a lot about.
Okay.
The social media I must trend stuff.
The which
The
one?
trending thing. I have to trend. I want my photos, so I gotta be able to trend. Have you been getting that a lot? Where
Oh, you mean like going viral or something, or
yes,
you
going
mean,
viral. Yes.
I've heard it before. I've heard it a couple times. But I always stress that in this world we live in, I know who has the best wedding, or who had the dopest shoot, or who looked like they slayed the most, or who looked like they just they killed the game. If that's your end goal, if that's like one of your primary reasons to do it, then it kind of takes away from the authenticity of your shoot. Because I say this all the time. I talk about this all the time with my wife, and we talk about the purpose behind why you're doing what you're doing. If things that come out of your mouth, like I want my wedding to be featured all over the world and all that good stuff, and all these top bridal magazines and what have you. That's cool. Like if you get in it, definitely I would want to be featured too. It brings you more exposure. But if that's your primary reason, then you really have to go back and reevaluate everything, because my best weddings have been couples who just genuinely love each other and didn't have their phone and wasn't worried about if their post got so and so amount of likes or what have you. They just genuinely loved each other, and those end up being my best bodies of work, because it's not so they don't feel like they need to be so perfect, because there's always going to be a wedding that had an entirely different budget. There's always going to be a wedding that had a better cake than you, or better chairs, or whatever you call it. But nothing can take away from your wedding day. And if you just keep that in mind and not worried about the next person's wedding, oh my God, that dress ran all the way down the highway. I can't believe it. Like, that dress was 90 something feet long. You're not focused on the person you're about to marry. You know what I'm saying? So really keep that in mind, because we're not, again, I don't mind being featured on front page magazines. If I get an opportunity to shoot for Vogue, I'm taking it. You understand what I'm saying?
Exactly.
But that's not the primary goal anymore. That comes with it. That comes with you working hard. That comes with other people seeing that you love what you do. You know what I'm saying? That's not something that should be a primary focus, because you're gonna go nuts when you see other people being featured everywhere, and you're like, "Dang, what's my dress not good or something, or so and so?"
Exactly.
No,
And they
you're
send
fine.
you 2,000 photos to go through and be like, Mel, I need you to
No,
pick the best
no.
ones and so forth. And I'm telling you guys, listen. And this is, and I can't. Thank you that you you touched on it, Kareem, because I really wanted to hear your feedback on it, because I have been getting it a lot too.
Yeah.
And my thing is, yes, some of my weddings might get featured and some may not. But that doesn't mean that your wedding was not beautiful, people. Sometimes a photo speaks to an editor based on the reaction that they get from the photo. When I look at a photo, sometimes it can scream at me like, oh my God, I see the love in that photo. I see the whole, everything. It screams at you, people. So you might have something as gorgeous and everything else like that, but that doesn't mean that it's going to be featured. So I don't want you to get bent out of shape when you don't see it featured in a magazine, or if you don't see it featured on one of the social media platforms and so forth. Just know that you had your amazing photos. You were able to capture that moment with your significant other. You have that memories to share with your family, your friends, and your baby and your children's to come.
That's right.
That's all that matters, people.
Right.
Is getting the memories so you can share it back to your family and friends, and know that you have these memories in place. I really want you guys to not get so hung up on the feature and stuff.
The being posted everywhere, or what have you. Again,
Man, I'll be tagging
I ain't
stories like I
against
be
it.
getting tired. I'll be like, why did he do this?
No, yeah, yeah.
I'm like,
Look, I'm not against it. It's amazing exposure, especially for us as business owners. We love to be featured.
yes, you do.
It's a major component to get our business out there, to have potential clients see us and to get that exposure. But that can't be your primary focus.
Yes. Scoops, I love you. I can't wait for
Schools,
Friday.
appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, you know it, bro. We got you. We got you. So we got 10 minutes on here, Kareem. I don't know if there's anything that I didn't touch on that you wanted to touch on before I set up, because I think I asked you a lot of questions. And if you guys have your last minute questions, now is the time to ask them.
Oh yeah, for sure. Ask away.
Ask away right now, because
Yeah.
then when I get to the wrap-up session, we're gonna talk about who else we got lined up for this week and next week. I'm very impressed. I saw the list today from our assistant about who's on board next week, and I can't wait.
You just out here working.
Man,
You just
I'm
out here working.
working.
Well, they about to put you on Netflix with this series. This is crazy. When's season 2?
You know what the funny thing? We have our YouTube channel that we've been working on to put up last week's series of videos. And we said having like a little bit of robot, we have to be divided because apparently you can't do an hour long on YouTube. You got to break it up into parts, apparently. So,
Okay.
yeah. Queen Lee says she'll be reaching out to you for engagement shoot. I got engaged yesterday. Congratulations, honey.
Oh, congratulations. Thank you so much.
All right. Who is the best planner?
He's trying to set you up.
Right? Love you. Who is the best DJ? DJ Scoop. We're gonna have to work here on Friday. We got you, bro.
When's the next live?
So the next live is going to be tomorrow with Butterfly Photo Booth, who will be on here. There she goes.
There she is.
Yeah, so she'll be on here tomorrow at 6 o'clock with us sharing her different services and features. So we can't wait for that. And then Friday, we're going live with the party with DJ Scoop, the man himself.
Hey.
Hey.
So I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Okay. My cousin said they'll just plan my wedding. I don't need a planner. What's your response to that?
Let me tell you something, people. I don't know if anybody else want to be. Are you mentoring? Listen. I understand that sometimes people might say they don't need a plan because of budget restrictions and so on.
Right.
But
completely understand. Yep.
That's one of the biggest things that we hear all the time. But having a planner is crucial, guys. Especially nowadays, and my brides are on here can tell you that you need to have a planner. One of the things that I find a lot is that brides who are newly engaged do not really know how this industry works and what's involved. Once you start, you are going to be able to see all the different missing parts that you thought that you were going to handle, but you cannot handle it. When I tell you I have brides and couples that reach out to me midway, having nervous breakdown and say, listen, I need you. I can't do this anymore. Trust me, it's a lot to deal with venues because a lot of times you guys don't review contracts or know exactly what you're signing and getting yourself into. One of the biggest things and downfall for a lot of couples at wedding is the day of the wedding as well. When it comes down to it, you don't have the right people coordinated, so your wedding is a disaster. Where is Carolina? Carolina gave me a horror story for one wedding that she went to. Well, not her, but her fiance went to. She was like, head to the no, that is not happening to me. So when you guys want, and I'm not saying anything negative about anyone, I'm just saying it's good to have a planner in place because it's not just me, it's me and my team. You are getting us to have hands-on with you. We are with you from the beginning to the end, from venue scouting to vendor referrals to catering to every aspect of the wedding process. What we do is take that stress and load off of your shoulders. So we as planners are basically looking out for you to make sure that your day is perfect. It's seamless. I don't work in mess. If anybody's on here, they know. Okay? I don't work in mess. I am so organized. And Kareem can can tell you, I'm so organized that sometimes people say, Mel, I got your email, I got your floor plan, I got your timeline. All these things, you got to make sure that these vendors are also knowing time of arrival, who they're coordinating with, who am I talking to at the day at the venue. And a lot of times you guys don't have that in place when you do it yourself.
Right.
And then everything becomes shambles. And then people talk. And then you don't want people to talk. Okay?
Right.
So my recommendation for you is do not be afraid to reach out to planners. I'm not just talking about me. Don't be afraid to reach out to planners. Ask questions. They're willing to do these services for you, and they have packages, and they're willing to work with you and see what they can do to help you out. Sometimes people look at me and say, "Oh, I want Mel, but I know she's expensive." But you'll be surprised. You reach out to me, and I have a synergy with you. I feel I work out different things with you. You will be very surprised. And I see all the feedback coming on here. Let me read them real quick before we go.
Okay.
Giovanni, who's one of my brides, said, hell no, you better have a planner. Do you plan weddings out of state? Yes, I'm in every state from New York, California to Atlanta. I'm there, Jamaica, you name it. I travel. I'm a destination planner.
She does.
Okay. Pay more money without a wedding planner. Yes, you do, because you're shopping on your own. Thank you, Daphne. You're shopping on your own, and planners get special pricing, and we offer that to our couples. So that's one thing there, and that's why, and Stephanie, that's why I got a planner, because I've been it seems like a disaster. Mel is always on point. Thank you so much, Butterfly Photo Booth. Some people are mad that I even got a planner, but I don't care, because I know what can happen. I've seen it all. Yes, I want Mel, but heard it's expensive. I'll reach out. So, you know, guys, again, it's an opportunity for you to really reach out and have a conversation. Don't be afraid of what you see. Yes, works are amazing. I like to do quality work. I'm all about my brides. My brides are on here. They'll tell you I'm all about them. But at the end of the day, I'm also reasonable. I love to communicate with you guys. I love to hear more from you guys. Just like how Kareem, he has a consultation. He works out with you guys to see what he can do service-wise. And he can customize something to please your needs, your budget needs. You never know. So if you don't reach out to us, you will never know. Okay?
Right. Don't assume.
So we got 3 minutes and we got to wrap up. I appreciate each and every you guys coming on here. Kareem, thank you so much for taking
No, thank
the time.
you. I appreciate it.
Everybody was like, you know, reaching out to me and said, Mel, what happened to 6 o'clock? But 7 o'clock worked.
Yeah, yeah.
And we love you guys. I'm happy that we're able to share these moments with you guys, with each and every one of our preferred vendors here at Lux Lifestyle Events. So you get to learn a little bit more about them, see the service that they offer, and give you the opportunity to reach out to them and get to know them better. Now, stay tuned tomorrow at 6 o'clock for Dana from Butterfly Photo Booth. And then on Friday, we got DJ Scoops. We'll be going live on Instagram first, and then we'll be going over to, thank you so much, Louis Lens Photography. I appreciate that. And then we'll be going over to Facebook. Hopefully, I'll see. We'll see how that goes. So we start with Instagram, and then we go over to Facebook and wrap it up. We'll do a little bit more extended out.
Okay.
And then we're back on Monday with hair chemistry people at 3 o'clock.
Oh, dope.
So you know,
awesome.
All in one, Mr. Weberly hairstylist, hair chemistry.
Awesome.
Will be on here on Monday at 3 o'clock. I know it's a bit early in the day, but you know she had the newborn baby, so we got to get this working.
Yep.
Come on at 3 o'clock. Support our sister. And then I'm going to let you guys know the rest of the lineup come next week. I have Image by Jules on here on Friday. I have Travis on Thursday. I believe on Wednesday we got Angel of Beauty. And then, I cannot forget my sister from Elite Caribbean Magazine editor will be here on Tuesday at 6 o'clock. So stay tuned. She's going to tell you everything about the islands and what.
Oh, you out here.
I'm out.
You out here.
So we thank you for everything.
And no, appreciate you guys. Thank you for having me.
Make a time next week as well. All right.
All right.
Bye, guys.
I appreciate you. Thank you.